Hi everyone, it's Stephanie from Three Queens Resale, and if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. It does mean a lot to me, and if you are returning, thanks for coming back and being part of my YouTube community, my reseller community for people who are interested in reselling, selling things out of your own home, making a part-time income, and just saving the earth by reselling things that we already have. Okay, so today's video is just some tips on what you should do whether you should shut your store down or keep going, whether you're on a break. So recently I was off the past week. I had to leave town suddenly. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law fell ill, and my husband had been with her the week previous, and she had to go into a hospice situation. And we thought it was important that I could come down, not only to support my husband, but to be with my mother-in-law in her final days. And I am so grateful that I did that. I work for myself, though, as a reseller, and I can't do that job while I'm in Florida. Or can I? Well, while reselling at the time last week was not my number one priority, before I left, I did put some things in place because I knew I needed to keep my store open. Now, whether you keep your store open or close it is definitely a personal choice, but I'm going to share with you why you should stay open if you can, because we're going to have a lot of breaks. There are going to be times in your life where you might have the flu, or heaven forbid, a family emergency like I did, where you have to spend time caring for a loved one. And for me, reselling, I am a full-time reseller, so it is income that I have come to rely on. So I don't get paid. If I don't work and sell things, I don't get an income from reselling. I also have another job that I do, home-based casework. Also, I don't get paid if I don't see clients. I am a contract worker. So had I not kept reselling last week, I would not have had any income for the week. Now, many resellers will, including myself, will talk to you about an emergency fund for times like this. If you're going to resell as a full-time income and rely on that income, you've got to plan for the rainy days when you yourself are sick and can't work, or whether you are working and times are slow. So you should have an emergency fund and savings that you don't touch until you need it. I do have that, but I'm trying to really not dip into that if at all possible. That's why I think it's important. It was important for me to keep my store open. So I'm going to talk about a couple of reasons why I kept it open. One, we are in the fourth quarter and I have some great momentum going, having daily sales. I am on 5 platforms. And I just thought it was important to keep that momentum going. I had only been planned to be gone 4 days. I was gone a little longer, but I thought it was interesting. It was important to keep my momentum going on Poshmark and eBay as we roll into fourth quarter. And secondly, as I've already mentioned, is income. I felt it was important to keep those um, shop, stores, sites open and not go into vacation mode, because I need to make sure I am continuing to bring in an income. I have, thousands of dollars in inventory that I don't want to just sit. I need it to move and sell. So, and to create that income, not only to keep my business going, but to pay my bills, to keep my life going. So those momentum and income are the two reasons I felt it was really important to keep going with my reselling. So how did I do this? Well, first of all, I have a sister who is also a reseller. You might not have a sister or a friend or anyone who does reselling, but if you can train someone to do your shipping for you, that's all you need. You could do everything else from remotely. So, And I've made my inventory system so that my 8-year-old can do it. But my sister came over and she did it for me. So some tips to keep things going. First of all, get yourself a helper, or at least train them before you leave. Um, my sister came over the day before I left. I showed her where everything was. I showed her. She basically went through a 1 day training session. I showed her my notebook where I have things written down, how it was laid out. I showed her where all the bins were, what I do. Now, she didn't put anything on the spreadsheet. I did that remotely, but she saw the list. She knew where the bins were. She knew how to go to the bin, get the item, and then how I package items. So, and shipped for shipment, so that would be consistent with the standard in which I'm used to sending things out. So I just trained her. It took 1 day. Like, let's face it, it's not rocket science. But if you are not organized with your inventory and your inventory is hither and yon, there were 3 or 4 things that she could not find. And I came in and I found them right away. So I don't really know what the problem was, but that's okay. That she couldn't find. So, and I have a really good inventory system, and that was out of over 20 items. So, maybe she couldn't read my handwriting, but, but she tried, and I was able to come back and get those items out Monday, when I got back. So get yourself a helper and train them. They don't have to be around all the time. They just need to be on standby so that when you need them, they're ready to go. I would also volunteer my services to be a helper. So if she ever needs my help, I'm going to go over and do the same thing for her. So it's kind of like um, a job share. Also, I only had her ship once during the week. I left on a Sunday. I got all of those things out, everything that had been purchased up to a point on Sunday. I bagged and I dropped those things off on my way to the airport. And then that way, she did not ship out anything till Wednesday. So, if you're on eBay, I would go ahead and push your shipping time out so that way you don't get any dings. In case it does happen that your helper can't get it out right that same day or whatever. So if you're on next day shipping, that's going to put a lot of pressure on your helper. So you want to make it as stress-free as possible for that person to help you as well as yourself. So on eBay, go ahead and push out your shipping 3 to 5 business days. That way you got some room. It may slow down your sales for the week, but it won't eliminate them. I had sales on every platform. So first, get yourself a helper. 2, communicate with your buyers. So, if the shipping was going to be delayed more than 2 days, I normally ship same day. But if it was going to be delayed more than 2 or 3 days on Mecari or Poshmark, for instance, those people where when my sister came over and did shipping on Wednesday, they had ordered something on Monday. She couldn't find it. So I knew I was going to have to come back and address those people on Monday when I got back. So it would have been a week. A week from the time they ordered to when it shipped. I messaged those people and I said, I just told them the situation. Hey, having a family member that's really ill. I need to be by their bedside. I'm going to have to delay your shipping. It will not go out until Monday. If that's not okay, if you need it right away, you can cancel. I can cancel. No hard feelings. You just want to give the buyer a chance to make that choice. Because if it's a winter coat and it's 30 below and they need that, they might not want to wait 4 or 5 more days. They might want to just go ahead and go with someone else. And that is completely okay. Out of all the sales I had, out of all the messages that I did send, only one person canceled. So, and it was not a big money sale. My feelings were not hurt. I would actually rather them cancel than to have a bad experience and give me a bad review and drop my rating. Even though I know on Poshmark that rating is just for us, it's very important to me that it's right now mine is at a 4.9, that you can't make everybody happy. I want to have a 5, but some people just want to be unhappy, so I'm embracing that. But it's very important to me that I have people give me good ratings and they feel like they're getting good customer service. So I would rather them cancel because I can't get it out quick enough for them than to get that. So just communicate with your buyers and give them an opportunity to, if they're not interested, they don't want to wait that long, they can cancel. On Poshmark, I did not do it this time, but I will in the future. I'm going to put it up in my banner that items will ship on such and such day. That way, or in 3 to 5 days or whatever. That way, they know. Once again, I'm still getting business. I'm still selling things, and people still love me. So I would suggest just communicate, and nobody gets nasty with you. And my third tip, so we're going to get ourselves a helper. We're going to communicate with our buyers. And our third tip is we're going to stay active. Now, I did have a lot of downtime. For a person who's used to like go, 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 I did have a lot of downtime that I could stay active on the platform. So I could still share on Poshmark. I could still list things. I had lots of drafts that I could list. I cross-listed things. So yeah, I was still active. I responded to questions. Now, I did not have my inventory with me. I live in Central Indiana, and I was in Florida, in Naples, Florida. So I was very far away. So when someone asked for measurements, I just explained, hey, I'm out of town. I'll be able to get that to you on Monday if you're still interested. And just communicate. That goes back to communicate. So stay active and communicate. And what else would I say? I would say it was a lot easier. I'm glad that I stay open. It was not as busy a week as I normally have because one, I did not participate in closet clear outs, and I did send automatic offers to likers, but I didn't no, I didn't. Nope, I didn't send out offers to likers. So if a person sent me an offer, I communicated back and forth with them. But I did not initiate any offers on any platforms. That way it slowed down my business, which I wanted it to be a little slower because I did not want to overwhelm my sister who was helping me. I didn't want her to have to like send out 50 packages because that would have been too much, and she would have been like, nope, not doing this. I'm not doing this again. And I want her to help me next time I need help. So, but I did just keep everything open, stayed the course, communicated. I stayed active on all the platforms, and I just answered any questions that anyone had, including my sister. If she called me and had a question, I just tried to make myself available. That way I could still get some sales. So how much did I make? I'm not sure yet, but I am going to work on that, my numbers. So I'm going to do my October what sold video, and I'll have my numbers for this week in that video. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe so that you can find out how much money I made on my week away. And if any of these tips were helpful for you, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And thank you so much for being part of my reseller community and staying with me this long. And if you are still here after all this, go ahead and write one of your tips or why you close your store or don't close your store while you're gone on a break in the comments. And if you have any questions, be sure to leave me a comment and I will be happy to answer it. And until next time, thank you so much for being part of my day, and bye-bye.